Alright, I'm sure you all remember this. PowerBook 165C. It's a working machine, except for the fact that, as you can see, it's got all of this done to it. There's probably not a whole lot I can do about this, just because I really don't feel like taking this display off and changing it out. I think that's a little bit more work than it's really worth. But the lower pan I can replace, and I will, because what I actually have here is a PowerBook 165. I can go ahead and open it. There you can see Macintosh PowerBook 165. It's a working machine, well, somewhat at least. It does not have a hard drive installed, or if there is a drive, it doesn't work. Go ahead and plug it in, power it on. Now, let's see. Alright, there we go. I'm not really sold on this display working correctly. Anyway, you can see it does at least power up, so we'll turn it off and we'll get right onto this project. Okay, so here's the 165C. You can see the mod that was done. It's hard drive, floppy drive, and this is the main board sandwich. I am actually going to be removing the main board from this because it's got, I think it's got an FPU or 68882 where the 165 does not. I don't actually remember exactly what the difference is, but I remember there being a difference between the two. So we're going to remove what we can. Might have to do it off camera. But so there's a RAM card. I think this has got 2 RAM cards on it. But I think I'm going to do that off camera. Okay, so there's our bevy of parts that we will be installing in the other machine. This is what's left. I do want to be careful with this because I do want to reuse it. I think I'm going to have to. I'm not going to have much of a choice on that. I just hope that it's going to fit on a 170 rather than being in a 165 case. But I guess we'll find out. Something interesting, you can see side by side the 165 versus the 165C. Looks like the 165C does not have onboard memory. We'll have to look at the underside of this board too, but the 165 does. That's what these chips right here are. And more things that have got heat pads on them. And also only one connector versus the 2 that this one's got. Alright, I've got the new hard drive installed now. It did have a drive. It's another one of these WDS 280s. Unfortunately, these drives have an issue. I think it's a capacitor. I don't actually know, but there's a component on this board that goes bad. Or maybe multiple components. Again, I really don't know. I've never actually tried to diagnose it. But it goes bad and the drive never spins up. So, paperweight. Anyway, where was I? Oh, I need to install the logic board next, or the daughter board, and all the other ancillary cards. And then we can put this on the upper pan and try it out, see if it works. There we go, all the boards are installed. This is what the underside of the 165 looks like. You can see it definitely does not have the 68882 FPU. It's got some more memory chips. The other one did not have any such thing. The other one had a Western Digital chip on the bottom, which I thought was interesting. I just hope that this is going to work. Okay, it's plugged in. Let's give it a quick test. Yep, something's wrong. This is craziness. It's working with the 165 stuff. Ugh. I bet there's a problem with the interposer board. Really not sure why. Not much of an excuse for it. In fact, this is really quite ridiculous. And I'm out of time and patience to deal with it. So, we'll come back to it tomorrow, I guess. Okay, after much strife, I do actually have a working 165C now. All the parts, everything, motherboard included. What was actually wrong with it and why it was giving me that chime is the RAM card. I guess I might have damaged it when I pulled it out, or it wasn't compatible at all and just through some miracle it happened to work. These are 80 nanosecond memory chips, and if you take a look at the RAM card out of the 165, it uses 85 nanosecond memory chips. Same thing with the board. The motherboard has 85 nanosecond memory modules on it, so I don't really know. I didn't check the second RAM card because I don't think the 165C has got onboard memory. It didn't look like it, and that's why it's got the two connectors. Well, regardless, I gotta pull this apart again because my trackball is destroyed. I don't know if you can actually see this, but you can see there's a spring there, and this little black piece has just popped out. So I'm going to have to either replace that trackball, or I'm going to have to repair it. I might see if I can repair it first. Well, darn it, looks like I can't actually fix this. This piece right here, there's supposed to be a spring in between those that keeps this out, and that spring has broken into what looks like two pieces. So I could probably try and put it back, but I don't think it's ever really going to work right again anyway. So I do have this in my box of parts. It's the only extra one I have, so I hope that it is going to work. The other issue with this trackball assembly, and the 165 is the same way, which is a little annoying, is I don't think it's on the assembly itself. I think the assembly itself is fine, but the ring, if I can find the retention ring, which is probably sitting somewhere, yeah, sitting underneath the actual system unit. Let me see here. You can see one of the little tabs is broken off. So, I don't know. I don't think that's really fixable. And I don't think I actually have an extra one. So that's a shame. Because my extra one was this. So we'll install it, see if it works. Just for kicks and grins. We'll see if it still works. Which it does. Unfortunately, there's degradation in the display matrix. So that's kind of unfortunate. But the 165 has got a nice big spot on it too. Unfortunately, I guess that's just one of the things that happens with these older displays. If it's not tunnel vision, the display, the crystals themselves actually degrade. Okay, yeah, this trackball is not working either. So, darn it. I don't know if I even care enough, honestly, to deal with that. I might just leave it alone and use an external mouse, or grab a trackball off of something else. But I don't really think I'm in the mood to buy more machines just for trackballs. It seems like a waste. So, well, it is what it is. I think the 180 has got a bad trackball in it too, so. Yeah, this is worse than the other one. So we'll turn the machine off the old-fashioned way. And I think that's that. I'm going to wrap that up. I think this one's pretty well done. So I'll put the screws in that, and I'll get the 165 dealt with. I think I'm going to do that in the same video. There's no point in making a separate video. There's be a bunch of duplicated information. Well, that sucks. I wanted to use my battery for my camera is apparently not working properly either, but I wanted to use the 170 pan, which is right there. It's now got the 170 back on it. But they are different enough. The screw holes don't line up, and you can't even put the board on it anyway because the overhang from the video port that the 165 has won't plug into that 170 board. So whatever, let me flip this around and give it a power-up test. Now, it did take it a second before. Here we go. I did put a new hard drive in this. Like I said, the original one doesn't work. Look at all that interference. That's terrible. Let's see if it'll actually boot something. Alright. Wow. This display looks awful. That's terrible. You can see the little disintegration mark there. But yeah. That's passive matrix for you. It just looks awful. And this one seems to change as it warms up. System bus error. Huh. So, my trackball is not working. Okay, that did work before. What is with trackballs and not working lately? Let me see if I can figure that one out. No, it's just, it's almost like it's not even connected. That's awful. I'm going to investigate that. Alright, it's working now. Don't even help plug the keyboard in, you know? Anyway, so that's it for that. And I just got to put the other 170 back together, and then this will be all over. But I think I've got enough in this video that I can conclude it with that. So, thank you for watching.